good morning. Welcome in Bank Millennium in Poland. My name is Peter and today I will be your guide and show the initiative from the complaints category which we called Hack the Problem. Why? You will see later. Let's jump in it. Let me introduce Adam. He is a customer of our bank who opened current account few weeks ago. The current account and the car were supposed to be free, but the bank charged Adam a monthly fee of €2. Adam was trying to check on the bank's website what is the reason of charging the fee, but he failed. He was trying also to review the regulation, but they were written for a person who graduated in law. He decided to hold the hotline, but the consultant wasn't helpful and sent him to the branch. On the way to the branch, Adam decided to withdraw some money from the bank's ATM, but something bad happened. The machine jammed and Adam didn't receive his money. The account was debited. He immediately ran to the branch. Really frustrated, he entered to the branch. He explained the problems he met and wanted to receive help immediately. The advisor was very pleasant but couldn't help Adam on the spot. Adam had to report an official claim. And this is not the end, it's just the beginning, because Adam has to wait up to 14 days with almost no money in the wallet on the account. So the main problem we identified is that the customer had to report an official claim instead of resolving the issue on the spot. Customers didn't come to the branch to report an official claim. The customers come to the branch or call the hotline to solve the problem. So naturally, the main project objective was to try to solve the customer's problem during one visit or one call. Our motivations were clearly linked with the customer's needs. We didn't want them to fill in the documents or wait for an answer. We want to make the experience simple. Solution during one visit. And that's why we call this initiative Hack the Problem. And that's all about the initiative description and the reasons why we decided to make it the challenge. I hope also that you understand why we call it Hack the Problem. If you are interested what we have done, let's jump on the next section. And now I would like to tell you the most important success factors in the whole project. Do you guess what it is? For sure, this is the teamwork. As someone told me, teamwork is a dream work. Having 100% engaged internal stakeholders is the most important success factor. Do you want to see who was involved in our project and what we did? Let's see. The most important element of the initiative that made it successful was the interdisciplinary team of the representatives, management board, complaints team, customer experience with the researchers, frontline employees from branches and contact center, process optimization team, and also IT team. 12 people engaged into the analysis of the complaint process, taking into account different perspectives. We decided to use different research techniques which allowed us to immerse or even deep dive in customer voices. We conducted 16 individual interviews with employees and decision makers inside the organization. We also conducted 28 individual interviews with customers who have gone through the complaint process. These studies were conducted not only by researchers but also by the employees, by themselves. We analyzed 280 opinions in social media and the internet regarding customer feedback on the complaints process. We spent 18 hours in branches using shadowing technique, like a detective, to observe customers in their, let's name it, natural environment when reporting claims. We wanted to feel their emotions, link the problems reporting. We also organized Service Safari, the process of seeking the best practices in the complaint process among the competitors. So people from the project team submitted 24 complaints at other banks and service institutions. This exercise gave us a picture of how complaint process in other companies look like, but above all, it allowed us to get into the client's shoes and feel that reporting a problem is very often associated with a lot of effort to solve this problem and a lack of empathy on the part of employees, as well as the inability to solve it on the spot. After the stage of gathering the voice of customers and employees, we gathered together at the workshops whose goal was to map the customer journey with identified pain and love points. After drawing the map and marking over 30 different problems, smaller and larger, it was time to verify which of the diagnosed pain points affect the overall assessment of the process the most. At the end of the verification, we have completed almost 1,000 telephone surveys with customers who have went through the complaints process. During the research phase, we diagnosed further elements of the complaint process that affected the negative final assessment. Customers didn't understand the letters with answer received to the complaint very often. Customers had to put a lot of effort into trying to solve their problem. Long response time. The complaint process itself was perceived as a very formal. Frontline employees had a very big problem with empathy and understanding of the customer. In addition, we also found some problems on the bank side. The complaint handling team was treated as a back office, not as a part of the strategy of building customer satisfaction. Minimizing the number of complaints was treated as a reduction in operating cost and not as a factor helping to achieve higher sales and a higher level of loyal customers. People answering the complaint didn't see and feel the customer problems, which make the answer very formal, incomprehensible, and devoid of empathy and personalization. So, as you see, we gathered a lot of additional pain points, but the most important one, dealing with the problem during the first visit, was addressed. And now, when the customer comes with a problem about the card or current account fee or even the ATM transaction, in almost 85% cases, the customer receives the support during the first contact, during the first visit in branch. Are you interested in the outcomes and the results of this project, the Hack the Problem project? So let's see and jump in the last section. After implementing dealing the customer's problems on the first line, the whole process speeded up, usually 15 to 20 minutes instead of 14 business days. Can you imagine the employee feedback? We visited several branches and gathered extremely positive feedback. Finally, employees had tools and were empowered to solve the customer's problems on the spot. And this is not the end. We observed reduced number of complaints by 13%, which allowed us to dedicate 2 full-time jobs for the internal improvement process. We implemented also some internal changes in the process, and we were able to reduce complaint processing time. By implementing systemic communication to the customers, we also observed reduced number of contacts from customers by almost 70%. They don't have to contact us to find out what is happening with their case. We thought that it should be the end of the project, but not now, where we have the snowball effect. Based on the customer needs, we implemented the plain language project, meaning simplifying the language of the response. So we prepared the guidelines for writing simple complaints responses, and we implemented the periodic workshops, at least one every 6 months, during which employees are able to implement the principles of simple language in a practical way. We also didn't forget about promoting a new mindset in the company and the employees. Thanks to the project, the employees of the complaints team also finally feel the client and understand of his needs. The result is greater diligence in analyzing complaints. The customer is no longer treated as a suppliant in an office. Each case is a different story. To constantly remind of this aspect, in the places where people are dealing with the complaints, we have hung customer journey and complaints customer personas. To engage all employees, we regularly organize competitions, quizzes and cards games, the purpose of which is to remind employees what does it mean to report a problem, how customers feel in this process, and what he expects from us and from the bank. At the end of the project, as a cherry of the top, our project manager from complaint unit, Renata, here you can see her with our CEO, received a President Award for the implementation. We have also introduced ongoing monitoring of satisfaction with the complaint process. A randomly selected customers are conducted with a satisfaction survey. Previously, the satisfaction survey was carried out once a year and allowed the identification of major processes problems. The current survey allows us the identification of smaller problems that we would not be able to detect during the large annual survey. We managed to optimize the human resources inside the complaint unit, and currently one person is engaged in further improvement of the process by contacting dissatisfied customers in the close-the-loop process. Since the introduction of the solutions in February 2020, we have been able to introduce 7 smaller optimization initiatives. Okay, so this is almost the end. I hope that you like the story, and as you see, we didn't stop. We are still listening to our customers to make some more improvements in terms of customer satisfaction with the problems handling. Thank you very much for today. Enjoy!